What's up, everybody? It's Kyle with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. Might as well put these guys on since I have mine. I was outside in the snow, but it was a little too cold out for the kids. I had to shovel by hand, poor me, this morning. The wheels on the snowblower were not engaging, so that wound up turning into a pretty good workout. But as I was writing in my daily email today, some of you get this week, some of you get next week. That's how you leverage your time. So instead of me trying to find another pocket of time to go do another workout, that was my workout. It doesn't have to be a formal workout all the time. What are you trying to achieve? Well, I want to get a sweat, want to get my heart rate up, want to work my muscles in a functional manner. Shoveling snow up a steep driveway checks all those boxes. Now, briefly today, what I'm going to go over with you guys, 3 things that I've noticed with clients that will happen to you when you begin fasting the way I teach. Now, if you do it for a week, this stuff is not going to happen. When you make this a lifestyle and you stick with it, those are the people that get to experience the true benefits, the deeper benefits, the self-mastery that really comes along with this. Now, all these things happen organically. They don't require willpower. For example, I have a guy the other day I started with, was having some, let's just call it drinking issues. Do I have to cut this out? No, don't worry about that right now. Let's nail down the fasting time, because what happens over time, so this is the first thing you will notice that will happen as you begin doing the Panda Diet, and you're doing it for months. Your urge to drink will go way down. Now, I'm not saying you can't drink, but your urge to organically will happen. Perhaps your body just gets more in tune with the toxin of alcohol. Look, I had a couple beers this weekend. Again, I'm not throwing stones at you. I'm just telling you the urge. It won't taste as good. You'll start to say, man, I don't really feel as good when I do that. So let me not do that as often. Now, me personally, when I have a drink, because I want to enjoy my life on my terms as well, I want it to mean something. Like me and Devin had a couple beers this weekend because it's the first time we've had a beer since she got pregnant. You know, celebrating our baby. Say what you will, but that's something I've noticed. IPAs used to taste a lot better to me. Right, and that's usually my drink of choice. I try to stick with beer, not alcohol. I think liquor. People get themselves into trouble with that. I have in the past. So your desire to drink alcohol will greatly diminish. Second thing that will happen organically, kind of a double-edged sword. Your desire for good, nutritious, wholesome food will, bless me, increase. You're going to seek out your fruit. Like even on my cheat night, which is last night, I still have my bowl of fruit. Actually, last night I did a Caesar salad with some frozen cherries because we had some Caesar salad. But I still like that roughage, that particularly fruit when I have it before the meal. I seek that out. Even if it's my cheat night, it means I'm having a giant brownie sundae at the end. I seek that stuff out when I go out to eat. Man, I'd rather have a potato than French fries. So you just start making a little bit better choices. But at the same time, you have freedom within what I teach, within what I teach, that allows you a lot of choice with what you eat, which is part of what makes it so effective. You're not restricting. You're not, I can never have this. If you want it, have it. Don't associate guilt with eating. That's the worst thing. That's what I try to get people away from. As a main part of the line of thought, I try to break people's brains from, because they're so used to the traditional North American diet that if they go off script or they don't eat a clean food or a diet food, they feel guilty. Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Are you making progress? Yeah. Then who cares? That's the thing. And strategically, the reason I place a cheat meal or cheat day in my clients' programs is for psychological reasons. It's a release valve. Physiologically, most people do not need a cheat meal or cheat day. That's just the way it is. Maybe I'll touch on that. Maybe I'll go over the cycle diet next episode. Give you guys some background on that. Where physiologically you do need a cheat day. You do need a huge spike in calories. But also with what I teach, you're getting to eat so much nutritious food and you're just flooding your body with nutrients that I think part of it, you're not dieting. You're not in this deficit, which will kind of build up the pressure, so to speak. Like when you get a lack of sleep, the pressure in your brain, I forget what mechanism, builds up until you release that by getting sleep. Builds, builds, builds. Like a Boilermaker almost. It's all rising to the top, that steam. I teach people to feast. So what goes on metabolically with the fasting and then also feasting, eating until you're full, does a great thing as far as making you really want those nutritious foods. And the second part of that, you're not going to crave sweets as much, kind of like the alcohol. You're going to be like, whatever. I don't feel as good doing this. And sometimes you'll actually feel it within your body. So imagine that trade-off. You start selecting more things like fruit, less things like cookies, muffins, donuts, things of that nature, which there's a time and a place for, but not every day. Unless you're on vacation, whatever. And the last thing that you'll notice when you start fasting the way I teach, your self-awareness is going to elevate. I've seen this with every client. It escalates. It elevates. You start. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, Kim's crushing it. She's doing the Panda Challenge right now. So she's getting to experience what I'm talking about. And the scope for those clients is to give them that ability, that tool to carry forward forever. They never have to diet again. They know exactly what's happening. They feel great. They get results. And anybody's results, guys, it's not going to be a linear shot. It's not going to be like straight down. Zigzag. But be patient. Follow the process. That's part of what I teach. Now, that part of following the process ties into this thing that's going to happen to you where your self-awareness is going to elevate. You're going to have to start examining the thoughts that you're having when it's a fasting night. Like tonight is a 48 for most, or 72 in my group. This week is a 48. Part of that's try. What happens when they get that urge to eat? Oh, man, I feel like I want to go eat. Well, actually, I'm not that hungry. So what is that? Start examining that. How else can I feed my brain? How else can I feed my spirit on these nights when I'm fasting? To piece all that stuff together. And then the self-awareness starts carrying over to every other area of your life. I was telling a new client the other day, fasting is one of the greatest self-development tools that I know of. It's very powerful because self-development is about your inner dialogue, being aware of your thoughts. When demons come in, and demons will attack you when you begin fasting. That's a biblical aspect of what I teach, part of it. They're going to attack you, but when they come in, can you recognize them and use the self-talk, use the proper mechanisms or strategy to shift back to a positive track? So those are three essential things that will happen that don't involve willpower and involves personal growth. I don't know any diet out there that will do that. You burn out on diets. I did them for almost 2 decades. All right, guys, hit the like button, share this, give me a follow, go to my website, get on the email list. Put a lot of good things out. If you need help, shoot me a DM later.